Do you also love the Nintendo Switch but can't get into handheld mode because of these small Joy-Cons? Then these Pro Joy-Cons, as I would like to call them, might be something for you. Welcome to the channel, my name is RamB360 and today we're going to look at the Hori Split Pad Pro. In the meanwhile, make sure to hit the like button, comment or even subscribe. It would help me a lot. While the Switch is a brilliant device, it's not without its faults. The console's greatest strengths as well as its biggest weakness are the Joy-Cons. Ergonomically, they are not the most comfortable controllers for long play sessions in handheld mode. Even when the unit is docked and using the included Joy-Con grips, the controllers are not that comfortable. At least in dock mode, you can use the excellent Pro controllers or any number of third-party controllers. But in handheld mode, you have fewer options. There are third-party Joy-Cons, but docking them has been reported by some users to lead to bricking the console. Looking to solve both the ergonomic and potential hardware damaging problems is the officially licensed Hori Split Pad Pro. I've bought the black Hori Split Pad Pro for around $40 or euros. For the same price you can also get some other colors, which you can see right here. The Hori Split Pad Pro is exactly what it says it is, a version of the Pro controller that acts as a Joy-Con in handheld mode. But there are significant differences. Most importantly, the controllers are comfortable. Your hands rest in a more natural position, reducing the strain on your wrists and the risk of repetitive strain injury. It isn't perfect because the Xbox controllers and PlayStation DualSense controllers are angled a little bit more, which results in a more natural position. But it's miles ahead of the position forced by the original Joy-Cons. The Split Pad Pro uses the superior asymmetric layout and unlike Joy-Cons has a proper D-pad instead of just buttons. The D-pad feels nice with firm inputs and is one of the better D-pads out there. The analog sticks are a standard height and again are pretty decent. The concave heads are covered in a nice rubber that doesn't feel like it will wear quickly. The A, B, X, Y buttons feel almost the same as on the official Nintendo Switch Pro controller and are pretty silent when you press them. The function button, home capture plus and minus, share the same size, materials and rubber construction as the additional turbo and assign buttons. They feel a bit mushy, but I personally like it. If you don't like these type of buttons, you don't need to worry about them as you probably won't be using them often. ZR and ZL are slightly wider than on the Pro controller and I had no issue using them, as they have a short travel and feel appropriately stiff and responsive. On the back there are two additional remappable buttons, similar in functionality to an Elite's paddles. These are located just by your ring fingers and using the assign buttons can be mapped to whatever input you want. Personally I don't use them, at least not yet, but it's nice that they are added in the Hori Split Pad Pro if I would need them in the future. They're positioned fine as I don't have the issue of pressing them accidentally. If you want to use them, you can simply remap them by just holding down the assign button and press the button and the back button you want to assign it to simultaneously. The turbo button works in the same way, which could come in handy when you need to perform repetitive actions. While the Split Pad Pro is a joy to use as it is exceptionally comfortable, it does have its cons. The Split Pad Pro has no rumble motors at all, let alone HD rumble functionality, nor do they have internal batteries so they can be used undocked. One of the unanticipated joys of Joy-Cons is the ability to use them on the couch with one in each hand and your arms at your sides. Additionally, Joy-Cons can be used in multiplayer games, with each acting as controllers, and this due to shape and lack of batteries, and wireless functionality cannot. Of course, that also results in the addition of a proper D-pad instead of buttons on the left controller, so there are benefits. Given the lack of all this functionality and of course the associated hardware, the pricing might seem a bit high if you value these options. The final con is just how large the controller makes the Switch seem. It adds what seems like almost an extra 50% to the size of the Switch. Luckily the design ensures that the Switch can still dock with them attached. Unfortunately, if you want to take these on the go, you are going to have to find a large and deep third-party case or use whatever case you have and undock these controllers and let them rattle around in your bag. The Hori Split Pad Pro is a good third-party controller for anyone who uses their Switch on the go often and who doesn't like the ergonomics of the Joy-Cons. The drawbacks are not insignificant, but these do not detract from the excellent ergonomics and overall usefulness of the controller. Still, I would recommend these Joy-Cons as the benefits outweigh the cons if you don't mind missing out on the gyroscope and rumble features. So would you buy the Hori Split Pad Pro after this review? Do you already have them? Or do you own another third-party option like the Binbox Joy-Cons or the MobilePad M6? Let me know in the comments below. Speaking of the MobilePad M6, I'll receive them anytime soon, so make sure to subscribe and hit that bell button so you won't miss out on my review of the MobilePad M6 and a small comparison with the Hori Split Pad Pro. Don't forget to hit the like button and I will see you on the next video.